What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Decent clap. Mantis TitanX is what we're talking about today, and I do believe this is currently the best dry fire, complete dry fire kit available on the market. Short version is, it is a Glock with a visible laser. You can pull the trigger over and over and over without having to rack the slide. It comes with weighted magazines. You can also use Glock magazines. You can put an optic on here, you can put a light on here, and it works with the MantisX app. The MantisX app we're gonna go over in a minute. There is a tremendous amount of things you can do in that app. It's kind of overwhelming to be able to explain it all to you. And this thing comes in sub $200, so it has a great value. There's a link down in the video description that says Mantis Video Build Links. Takes you to my website, all the affiliate links, all the other links, anything you want to learn more about that we're going to go over in the video, click that link down below. And if you think I deserve it, you can also subscribe to my channel at any time during the video. These are currently available in 3 different sizes. I have a Glock 17. You can also get it in a Glock 19 size or a Glock 45. Mantis has said they will be coming out with a wider variety, and I think how this has become so popular in the first couple weeks that it's been released, I do believe they will be coming out with a wider variety of options. So the magazines, it gives you 2 magazines. Again, they're weighted. And with the magazine inside the gun, it definitely feels similar in weight to a Glock 19. You have a little bit of a rattle there, which no big deal, it's just dry fire. And then it does take standard Glock magazines as well. It doesn't drop the Glock magazines quite as freely. You either have to really smash that mag release, or you have to give that the gun a little shake and it comes right out. But it's great that you can use standard magazines if you want to. The grip of the gun is obviously bright orange, and this is great for safety. It makes it idiot-proof that this is dry fire, not live fire. You don't have to use your real gun, so there's a nice safety aspect to it as well. The grip texture on the front and back is Glock-esque. Feels kind of similar to a Glock, not exactly, but close. The side grip panels are a little bit different. It's not an overly aggressive grip texture. I don't really care, it's not really a big deal. There's no recoil here, obviously it's just dry firing. I will probably put some skateboard tape on here, maybe Talon grips or something, because I personally like that feel, but the grip is fine, there's nothing wrong with it. Magazine release, as I said, drops the weighted magazines freely, and it is reversible. So Mantis cares about you weird, backwards lefty people. The trigger. The trigger is similar to a Glock trigger and different in ways as well. So it has a little safety dongle in the middle. When you pull up to the wall, it's Glock-esque. You pull through the wall, it's pretty much Glock-esque. The reset is very different. The reset does not feel exactly the same as a Glock. I'm gonna compare it to, if first time you ever drove an electric car, you hit the gas, it's like, okay, this is similar to a gas-powered car, this electric vehicle here, and maybe a little faster. And then when you let off the gas or you hit the brakes, it's like, okay, this is way different than a gas-powered car. That's my weird analogy and kind of how it feels. I'm like, it's similar, but it's not at the same time. For dry fire, it's absolutely fine. As always, we're gonna take that quick 5-second break so you can get up close and personal with the trigger and make your own decision. All right, let's chat about the app and connecting this to the app. It's very easy. The button on top does a couple different things. One of the things it does, it puts it in discovery mode to sync to the app. On the app, let me just turn on screen grab here. There's a button that says connect. I'll give it a second to connect to the phone and we'll be good to go. The one thing I want to stress is going to track all of your movements. So if you're drawing from the holster and you have a weird action, it's going to pick that up. If when you go to pull the trigger, if you're dipping the end of the muzzle, it's going to pick that up. If you're doing transitions and you're not going directly from one to the other, again, you're doing some sort of weird dip, it's going to pick up any and all movements that you're doing. I'm not going to go over this entire app because it would take forever. I'm just going to say there's 40 different drills built into it. There's 10 different courses you can go through. There's drills on movement, on reload, on drawing. You can use a shot timer. Up top here you see winter weather. They have different daily challenges they put out you can try. Open training is just You set up a target and you pull the trigger, and it's going to rank how well you're doing pulling the trigger, if you're moving the gun, if you're being accurate at all. Shot time is pretty straightforward. It gives you a beep so you know what to do or when to do it. Par time, if you don't know what par time is, it's going to give you 2 beeps. You determine how many seconds you want the second beep to be. So for example, say you're working on a 1-second draw. The timer goes beep, you draw your gun, it's going to beep a second time when it gets to that 1 second. Did that make sense? I sure hope so. But as you go through here, you see there's a bunch of different drills inside here: primary hand, support hand, reload drills, cadence drills, hostage rescue. And then the courses, I've done some of these in the past when I had the other version of the MantisX. There's basic drills, there's advanced drills on marksmanship, on combat, on basic concealed carry, advanced concealed carry. It stores the history of everything you're doing in there. If you want to go back and look and check your progress, there is a ton in the app. I don't think you're going to get bored with the app. There's ton. And also with the laser, if you get any of a bunch of companies make the laser activated targets where you shoot the target and lights up and makes noise. You can use that here if you want to as well. All right, the rail on the gun is a standard Glock rail, single cutout. I tried Surefire, I tried Streamlight, I tried Enforce, didn't have any problems with those. Moving on up to the slide. The slide does not rack. You're not racking the slide at any point. It's locked in place. On one side, you'll see that it has a USB-C, and it does come with that cord. That button on the top, as I've already said, allows you to connect to the app. It also, if you give it a quick press, the laser, ooh, did that work? Nope. Quick press, the laser is going to stay on. Now the laser is on permanently. A couple different things. We're going to talk about in a second sighting the laser into the dot. If the laser is on permanently, you can sight it in to match exactly where the dot is. The other thing you can do is if you're shooting and you want to see if the gun is moving at all when you pull the trigger, you can have the dot on, and I'm looking and that laser is not moving at all. So that's another reason. You push the button again, it flashes, and now the laser only goes on when I pull the trigger. The sights on here, basic set sights. The rear is a U-notch, the front is all blacked out sight. If you're not going to put an optic on here, I definitely recommend putting something on that front sight, just a silver paint or nail polish, whatever, doesn't matter, just to help draw your eye into that. Maybe match the color of the gun that you carry and shoot every day. That's probably the best option. They did a good job with the optics system. You can either mount an RMR footprint optic on here or RMSC. So I don't think you need anything expensive. You can, if you have an optic laying around, or get an inexpensive one. What's not going to work is the Delta Point Pro footprints. So Loophole, most SIGs, EOTech, all of those use Delta Point Pro footprints. Those are not going to work. Anything RMR or RMSC. Again, on the side, you can adjust the laser up, down, left, right. So if you want to match your optic, you can adjust and line them all up and pew, 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 pew. Sorry, I'm going off the rails again. What was I talking about next? What is included? This very, very nice zipper case with the foam. It's even cut out for you to put an optic, a gun with an optic on here. It's not cut out for the light, unfortunately. Comes with the USB cord, comes with the Allen wrench to make those adjustments, and then those 2 weighted magazines that we already talked about. I do want to talk about the light again real quick. Being able, you can put a light on here. Finding time and a place to go live fire, low light can be difficult, can be expensive. Not everyone can do it. So at least with a light, you can get some good low light reps in. And that's another advantage of this that I just wanted to stress. Because if you're going to put a light in your gun or leave your house at night, you should probably do some low light training. Holsters, holster compatibility. This is an A&R design holster made for a Glock 17 with a Streamlight TLR1, and it works perfect. I actually tried it in about a dozen different holsters, not just A&R design, and it worked in all of them without any issues. Up here on the screen is the dimensions, pretty much the same as a Glock 17, the weight with and without the magazines, the weight just of the magazines by themselves, and again, sub 200 beans. I think they knocked it out of the park with the value and what you get for your money. Actually, this sold out super quick when they released it a few weeks ago, and now it's going to be 4 to 6 weeks before more of them come in. I think they're going to sell out again. So if you want to get one, you can go to their website and kind of do a pre-order to get one aside, so when they come back in stock, they'll send you one. Now, as far as testing, I got this about a month before it was released. I got a couple strikes on my YouTube channel. I couldn't release any videos for a month, almost a month. I forgot what it was, maybe 2 weeks. So I'm a little behind on catching up with these videos. But the good thing about that is I had it laying around for a couple extra weeks and I got to use it a lot more. So I did do a lot of dry firing recently. I reviewed another dry fire system and I was comparing both of them together and playing around with them. But I did a bunch of dry firing with the app. I did a bunch of dry firing without the app, you know, from the holster, magazine exchanges. When these weighted magazines hit the floor, it is a little loud, so you don't want to do it if you have neighbors underneath you or if somebody's sleeping, but not a big deal. And it was fun. I didn't get bored, especially with the app and all the different things you can use in there. Everything's worked well. Nothing is broke. Again, I think Mantis knocked it out of the park. The biggest pro for me is going to be the price. I think what you get for the money is a home run. Great value. I think the app is fantastic. As we mentioned earlier, there is so much in that app, and they're constantly adding stuff in the daily challenges and whatnot. I don't think you're really going to get bored in there. It'd be very, very difficult. And again, overall, I think it's the best, most complete dry fire system because you get the laser, because you can pull the trigger without racking the slide, because you can take the magazines in and out, the light that we mentioned, the optic on there. You can really set it up to make it just like the gun you carry every day and make the training as realistic as possible. Nothing replaces live fire training, but dry fire training is a great addition, substitution, not a substitution, a great addition, a great help to live fire training. All right, the only thing I would change, what was my one annoying? Oh, the optic. So the screws that came with it were too short to mount any optic on there. So I grabbed a Vortex box that has a ton of screws. None of those worked. Grabbed a Gideon optic box. None of those worked. I grabbed a Trijicon box. Those screws didn't work. I finally grabbed a Holosun box and a couple of those screws finally worked. So it took me forever. So the only thing I would like to change is Mantis maybe include a couple different size screws, height-wise, to make sure people can get their optic of choice mounted on your system. That would be the only critique. And overall, I think that's a pretty minor critique. Anyway, thank you very much for Mantis for supporting me. Greatly, greatly appreciated. If you think I deserve it, why don't you subscribe to the channel? I asked earlier and I definitely appreciate it. I definitely need it. Doesn't hurt. I appreciate it. Santa appreciates it. Stay blessed. Stay hydrated.